everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing more Abs and Yuna, where we're going to be focusing on putting a lot of enchantments into our graveyard and then bringing them back with Yuna Hope of Spira. This is basically at the end of our end step. Return a target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has a finality counter on it, but obviously we play big enchantments like Summon Knights of the Round or Summon Bahamut, I like to say, or the big Overlord and just kind of other stuff on the ground. But we do have a few games in here. We have a 33-minute game as well in this video, so I'm just going to go ahead and get us right into the matches because I think we need to. On it first, a 2-drop that fuels our Yuna and almost like kind of guarantees that we get a land drop. It doesn't, obviously it's not guaranteed, but milling 4 off a 2 draw seems almost guaranteed, right? We hit a land anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We play this down, it'll be active. We can go for dredgers after. They might counter it, but that's okay. We have too many good cards not to jam in the counter spells. For example, this gets countered, and then does this get countered? Does this get countered? Does this get countered if we just kind of keep curving out that way? We'll see, though. Grab the only thing we can. This is also a card that I don't think they can afford to counter. Oh, it's not blue-white control. This does weirdly counter us a bit. At least I would never assume this is blue-white control, I guess. You can always bring back the seam rep. We're obviously jamming one of these two. They can always pop this, right, to blow it up. So let's just do that. If they blow this up, we obviously feel a little bit worse. We might even just jam this on a different kind of situation here. They could be controlled just playing the commando, but typically that spot is reserved for a flanker, not enchantment removal. But Cathar does both, right? Artifact or enchantment, so maybe they're doing it for artifact hate, like synthesizers and stuff they feel like they need to get rid of. Definitely could be that. Green, white. Probably don't need a ton of black mana with what our hand is. Barely need it regardless, I guess. Now, Yuna does give hexproof and whatnot. A cavern would be a pretty good draw. Go ahead and trade this. It's fine with me. Life total is a resource in this game for sure. Go Overlord for 2. Don't really have great Yuna targets. It's not really worth. I mean, obviously we have this in there, but if Yuna's was to resolve through this, it's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. Also, just getting more mana, getting to this guy that has indestructible is very good against this deck, I've learned, if it is control. I don't know. They've cast a star charts and a commando. I feel like it has to be control. Just be like a bunch of flash stuff. I'm gonna leave that in there. We'll go ahead and grab the Verge. We need to untap lands at this point. Starting town, and obviously Concealed Courtyard doesn't get that done. Yeah, it has to be controlled. There's no way. So, Ultima doesn't kill this. Get Lost can't kill it. Any Exile effect can't really kill it. We have one in the graveyard. So if Yuna kind of gets through on one of these turns, it does have Ward 2. So they could technically get Lost it. They could also counter it. A lot of things could happen on these couple of turns. Could also be like, get rid of an Ultima. That does not make me feel great. No way, right? We're going to jam 1. They didn't hit a land there. They did a consult. So this consult had to be a little greedy, right? Just no way. Go for another dredgers. We now have 3. Grab an Overlord back. Gain 3, I guess. Not that it matters all too much. They hit the land now. They stock up. They definitely could, considering they might not assume we have another Yuna. They're playing around it. Fair enough. Let's do this. Do that. Flashes back. It is a 2-for-1 spell. I can go away. Now we get a creature that comes back. Reveal our top card, which is a land that we'll just play for turn. They're just holding every counter spell they can for Yuna, I believe. Maybe they have another consult. But we have to assume they have counter spells, right? Yeah, and that's an not offspring, that's a kicked one. For 8 mana, at some point, we probably can just win through just jamming our spells. But we are running pretty low, and they haven't had to use a lot of their resources because we have unfortunately not found a cavern. Elspeth, okay. Fine with me. Did put that in the graveyard eventually, right? Yeah, we sure did. You gonna come in? You're gonna have a board wipe most likely here, and this does have trample. Let's go to this. Can everywhere land. We're not gonna swing at this because we're gonna bring back the one that actually does remove it. This. Or should we bring back the indestructible one? It's actually a good question. I'm gonna bring this one back. Here. We have like this in hand, so realistically, even Yuna, if they board wipe here, right? Even I can just like hard cast this, or I can go summon the knight from hand. They'll be tapped out. Obviously, a lot of our stuff will die here, but that's okay. No mana up. Comes the big guns. Go ahead. It's indestructible, so they do have to have exile effects. They have one, I don't know. We played around indestructible in a while, unsure. Also gives everything trample at the end, right? 2/2, put an indestructible counter on. No, indestructible. Never mind. Better. Yep, indestructible is how that works. Ultima doesn't just remove it because it chooses that it can. 3. Bonk. Now what do we want to do? Do I just go for this? But if they have no more lives, they get a ton of value off of it, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to thin what I can out of the deck. Try to make every draw that we have a good draw. With this in play, I want to be able to play around that. Arena client's running really weird, and I do not like it. It's been running weird this entire game. But Overlord, sure. One more. Oh, I mean, we got like 5 turns of making 2/2s. Yep. Fun. That thing. I'll bet. All of them. Obviously leaving nothing. Nothing to chance. Swinging everything every turn. Every turn we can. Now, board wipe here is obviously very good. But board wipe into nothing, then they die because we have this and this. Get lost. Sure. And fold to this card. This card is so good against control. It's really, really nice. But yeah, I don't know why my game's running weird. Hopefully that like goes away. Typically it takes 1 game and then it's gone, but we'll see. Forest, probably gonna have to name like Avatar on this cavern. Kokabo. Oh, no black mana for that. Kind of sucks, huh? I feel like we need to just eliminate as much pressure as we can. Then probably go for this Overlord and hope it's enough in order to get our Bitter Triumph up. We all know if they go the 2-drop here, we could definitely die. Well, they can't go it now. Hold up on the cavern, I guess. Thankfully, we get to go Overlord, and now we'll have the black mana available. We can even Dredger's Insight next turn. Then still have this available. Really just dig for that Yuna and then bring this back. Main thing this does in this matchup is it adds 9 to our life total. Which is weirdly not enough. Goes into intervals of 32. Is typically the high swinging number because it's either 16 or 32. 16 typically for mono green. Because obviously most of the time the way best the one goes is your first thing you throw out there gets hit, right? Because not a whole lot you can do about it. You go bushwhack here. Then they play the land. That a little out of order if they had a snakeskin veil, of course, but fine. We go dredgers. I think they do have a snakeskin veil, but Landwar Elves itself I'm not worried about. Update. We found a Yuna. And now just name human, I guess. Just gains me 1 life, dog. Oh. Pin it. Okay. Let me pass. Holding up this Bitter Triumph because obviously we want to put this in our graveyard next turn. Or at least next turn or they're in separate. And then they go to protect their creature. And then Yuna brings us back and then this shoots the creature. Kind of both ways. This is a really cool Art of Landwar Elves from the jump start. Yep. They go land. They're still holding up the protection. Table passage, sure. Basically need them to do all this and attack with their Landwar Elves, thinking that's important because we need to put them on 1 mana left. They have 2 snakeskin veils or 2 type of protection spells. They should hold them both. They attack, so now we know that we'll 100% get to answer this no matter what they do. I discard a card here. Here, they protect it. We play Yuna. This comes back on my instep, and then it shoots that. And we get everything that we want. Yep. Yuna. Instep. Yuna brings back. Bring back this. It shoots this. Now, we should be pretty well off here. Can't imagine a situation in which we fail now. Because, like, obviously they would have to answer Yuna. Dredger's Insight should be able to help find extra stuff for Yuna. This is going to be 9 life we gain, along with maybe more life, depending if Yuna sticks around. Bushwhack and stuff like that is things they can do, but I just don't know what they do after that turn to win. We're a land drop away, really. 2 land drops, I guess. I shouldn't say a land drop away, because then I'll get a land and then never get it. The 5th one for this. Red. Okay, kind of important. They definitely play better 2 drops to worry about. But with that, I do think I want to go ahead and protect my life total a little. Could be the big red deck. This obviously, it's not like protecting much, but it does make things like this 2 toughness here a bit vulnerable. If they play a 2nd one, for example, they could remove it. Land. Dredgers is obviously pretty good. We go for here. We guarantee the land drop, and then we go. Maybe we should have went for Dredgers. No, this accelerates. We go for the acceleration plan. We definitely need to grab another green source here. Limitation on green's pretty high right now. Now, worst case, we go Dredgers into Overlord. We should have at least 2 turns to get to Yuna. White. Okay, that's important. And a pass from red. Okay. I don't know if I ever seen that before. What a turn. We definitely have a turn, that's for sure. No slick shot plotted. Nothing really going on. I can grab any of these. I'm going to probably grab the Overlord back because that just seems the most important here. It also allows us to play it, and then this can grab back that if we wanted to. Obviously, we're not going to do that, but our opponent doesn't know. They don't know, won't hurt him. I'll grab Yuna. I wonder what card I'd be playing. Now, obviously, Screaming Nemesis is pretty bad because it takes our life gain away. And they can always pop this and shoot their own Screaming Nemesis, so they always have an answer to do that. But realistically, that's okay, right? Yeah. If we can't beat him outside of that, then I don't really know what we're doing. Okay. They are doing the firebrand thing. Sure, that's fine. So they're going to deal 4 damage here, and at 16, I don't think the life gain is going to be the thing that matters here. I think it's going to be the fact that I have a 9/9 in play. Obviously, this doesn't gain life, but it, like, matters, right? I say it doesn't matter, but it does. I still have a ton on board. There are triumphs available. At 0, obviously. Play another land. Go to combat. Swing for half their life total. Then just... Do I have anything good? I do. I have an Overlord in there. This back. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know if the Screaming Nemesis necessarily matters in a spot like that. Like, obviously gains life, but the amount of damage I'm going to do over the next 2 turns is so much. It doesn't really matter if I can't gain life because you're not going to be in the game anymore, right? So with that, we take it. Go first. Our hand's a bit heavy, but we have ways to dig for Una like crazy, so we'll go for it. I mean, like, crazy amounts of ways to get to Una. Bitter Triumph is a pretty good card against probably blue-white control, right? Oh, you are aggro. All right. I can respect that. I can respect that a bit. What do I do? Do I not let them build the speed? Probably, right? Well, I kind of just need to get to Ultima, and I need white mana, so I'm going to go Dredgers. Ultima is going to matter, I think. All right. Thankfully, there, I don't actually... Where do I go here? I'm going to grab the Godless Shrine, I think. Maybe I should have grabbed that creature just because it gives me a good card to cast next turn. But I think the lands matter. Huh? That's interesting. I don't know about that one. So Ultima's online, which is pretty sweet. Go here, we just pass. Maybe could have done this, but I think maybe I should have done this just because these aren't obviously going to get it in time. Start a card. We'll just go ahead and answer one of these so I can take a little less damage. An enchantment. Yeah, unfortunate. Alright, well, we can pour everything into this turn to find a Una. We want to play the Dredgers first, so we have more life gain options. Boom. Then we do this. And then we have, like, the summon here. We'll grab out here. Gain a bit more. Now, unfortunately, they're kind of unhindered this turn. Creature entering the battlefield will give this double strike. Basically, there's a heavy. That's not great. Basically need them to go all out here and have nothing. So I can Ultima and then go for Una after. Which I think is what I have to do. I'm at 9. So we go for Avatar. So, like, even bringing something back here I don't think does it. I guess human's fine. Ultima in the turn. Then Una's going to have to come back, bring back here, which then shoots this. And then they're going to have to get through on damage. Yep. Please be it. Una. It brings back our big boy. It shoots the War Leader call. Now they can't just ping us to death off of that. We gain 2 more life because obviously we brought back a creature. The one of Ultima working out pretty well here. Now my board feels unbeatable, if I had to say. Because even if Una dies here, I have another one, and this gains 9 life. So Sure. What do you choose? I say has to be that. It is exiled, so it is a bit different. Here. Here. I have other options like the summon knight, so I don't really feel obligated to do anything other than this. I will attack, of course. Has ward, so it's not like they can do much, and this also gains me 3 life, which protects me quite a bit. Una triggers, we go to our side, we grab the summon. Now we put 4 creatures into play. 4 more creatures, that is, anyway. Yeah, and they just can't beat that. There's no way. At least I can't think of a way. There might be some random, like, play Screaming Nemesis, double attack, Witch Stalker it somehow. I can't gain life anymore. And because that would be what? Obviously, I'd block this in the token they make. Then this would come back, but I don't have First Strike or anything, so that wouldn't matter. Screaming Nemesis. They would then hit me for 3, then Witch Stalker Frenzy it to put me down, and then they would get one-shotted, because this would obviously kill the Screaming Nemesis. And then, yeah, they would just get one-shotted after. So, very cool. Alright, we go first. Let's see if we can stop getting screwed by our mana and stuff. It's been literally a 2-lander or just ripping 7 lands, and it's not really been anything in between. Which has just literally been me drawing a land and then dying, or me playing my stuff out and then not dying to it. You know, it's just like a weird... I've had some really weird games. The last couple of games I've been playing. Blue-white, of course. You get mauled, right? Because they don't have 7 there. We're going to go ahead and probably, weirdly enough, I know there's a unit in there. We already have one in hand. I'm going to grab the cottage for mana drops, land drops. Because we don't know if they're going to counter my summon here. I'm going to jam it regardless. Well, it sticks. Great. Go grab a white. The reason I grab this, because against blue-white control, having a land creature that can attack and put some pressure on that they can't really handle too often. I mean, not, maybe too often is the wrong word, but yeah, cast stock up. I don't have the land to punish you for it, so. Raiding that, it's artifacts. Okay. Wasn't ready for that. I still can't punish them for it, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. There are dredgers. See what we can dig up. Oh, that summon is pretty good. Grab more white mana. Combat here. Okay, tap my summon. They are. Do this, we still get the trigger, so this will come in 1 bigger in 5 turns. It probably doesn't matter. This time we'll grab the second Una. Obviously they don't know that, but grab Una. Not grabbing Una with this also telegraphs that we have Una, so it's not really like it matters. United Battlefront, a lot of bad things can happen now. A lot of bad things. Put 2 non-creature, non-land permanents. So authority is actually bad for us, of course. Shut up, Brick. God. I just had to say it, dude. I just had to be like, oh yeah, authority's pretty bad for us. Sure, dude. Whatever. I do control the greatest creature. Here's a Una. Sure. Uh-huh. Ready to gain a lot of life, opponent? Man, I swear, if this is what's his name's list, authority's like a one of in the list. And of course they hit it as I summoned it to the top of their deck by saying, wow, if they hit this card, that'd be really bad for me. Like, oh, it's always so frustrating, huh? Oh yeah, have a second one back to back. Why not? Why not have another Battlefront? Honestly, if they put a second authority in play, I'll actually be happier. Because then I'll feel like I didn't get screwed. Oh, well, they got choices, though. Sure. Spring loaded trap my Una. See if I care. See if I care. I do kind of care. Am I gonna win? How do I win? I rip my one of Ultima here. Oh. If I woulda, though. It's not in my graveyard, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, resolve all, brother. Here we go. Okay. Fine. Huh. Yeah. No. We've been in these spots before. We know we can't get rid of this. I'm gonna bring out two. I'm gonna gain him all the life in the world until all these things are indestructible and they can't do nothing about it. Yeah, gain all the life you want. Because this does put an indestructible counter on each of them. Put an indestructible counter on each. Other creatures you get 2/2 until in a turn. They all get indestructible. Do they get trample? All creatures you get a 2/2. Put an indestructible. Yeah, okay, no. So I can block 3. And it can make 5 in total. So I can get hit by 1. That's not great. However, I will kind of not infinitely make creatures, but I can do my best. Now, if I could hit my Ultima, then we'd be talking. But then I just blow up everything of theirs, and then they own nothing. Now they can snare these, I guess. What's up? Uh-huh. We're doing what I think we're doing. It could. Oh, no, they're going for even larger. Okay, fair enough. Or they're going for an exile piece. Yes. Now they're going for larger. Sure, resolve all. It will indeed have a lot. These will also attack because they do gain a little bit of life. Actually, they're indestructible. I should hold them back as blockers. You can't braid net everything. Alright. Have anything good in here? I do have an Overlord and Summon, so I will discard a card. Why not? We might have to take 6 damage off these, which is significantly less than 10, right? So a bit of a what if situation. Okay. Gain 6 more. We gained all the life. It's fine. What are the odds that this hits the last mode and just explodes them? Do I attack with these now? I have 9 creatures. It feels like I should be able to attack. Yeah, activate that. Go for it. Got it. Or do I start popping synthesizers? Sure. Yeah, we're definitely not attacking with anything here. End turn. You know. We play this. Obviously. We gain a little bit more life. Do we get rid of the repurposing bay that if they play another one, they get to do it anyway? Or do I get rid of these? I think I get rid of these. These seem awful for us to deal with. I don't know. I could be wrong. Then obviously I have Bitter Triumph to not take like 1,000,000 damage. Unless they get Trample, I obviously have like a lot of blocks. And we can also stack the triggers here, by the way, where this triggers before these put in the creatures. Hopefully it'll ask me. And I can blow up this Authority of the Councils first. Obviously, they can also just exile this guy. But me taking away one of these synthesizers does take away a lot of their creature making. But also, if I just draw my one of Ultima, the game's over. But things have to happen for all those things to happen, right? Could also start digging for stuff. They're going to Pinnacle here. That's pretty good. Sure. Novel. Lost a lot of creatures. That's not great. Not great. Need 2 more on this. Goes to 4 and then goes to 5. Sure. Getting the fire. Oh. They targeted that. Brutal. Fair enough. Come on, how much more stuff you got, bruh? How do they have so much stuff, dude? Like, not fine, but it's like fine, you know? Yep. Ah. Unlucky. I don't think I can do anything here. I have like 2 blocks, I guess. I can block and then blow something up, discarding this. That's 4 mana. A little bit weird. I don't know. If I could just draw Ultima, I'd be pumped. Oh. I thought I was about to get real tilted. I thought this literally was about to tell me that they've had vigilance this whole time. I thought that's literally what I read. I have 4 blockers, so it's like kind of fine. It just depends if they got stuff to do. You can make copies of stuff. Honestly, no, doesn't. Right. Because I thought maybe they could make a copy of the Pinnacle, make tokens, but exile these, and then sack the copy to get the Fire Crystal, which would give them 4 tokens here. No, they're going for 3. Okay. Did they draw the Fire Crystal? I mean, I'm going to play around the fact that they have Fire Crystal in their deck for the entire game. Like, I'm not... There's 0 chance I'm not playing around that. Well, these obviously get to attack, but all my creatures are going to have indestructible for, like, eternity, right? So... It's kind of fine. Because Yuno will then get to attack, and then the Overlord will get to attack. Good things could happen, may happen, might not happen. I don't know. Honestly, last thing I want to do is mill over my one of Ultima that wins the game like on the spot. Because now every copy of Synthesizer's out. Yep. Here. Block. These are my blocks that I have chosen. 3 life here, I think. Team Rip might just end up exiling like this thing or something. Oh. But also they can get a Pinnacle at like any time. Team Rip being a bad card right now. Sucks. Sure. Silver. Huh. Sure. Now they'll all get +2/+2 until end of turn. And have it indestructible forever, I believe. Alright, we're going to go for a big combat here. Just because I have to, I think. I guess this doesn't have to attack, but this definitely does. Alright, well, that's pretty good. Grab this back. Treasures gains 2. Just want 8 life to be gained here. Obviously the indestructible matters. So now we go here. Take authority. We go here. Have a land. We grass another one of these. We just thin it out a little. It's not like it matters a ton, but it does. We go here. And obviously, the thing is, we're just going to limit the amount of artifacts that they can truly make if we just take all these synthesizers away, right? And then the one that took damage, they lost too many artifacts and died. I will be honest, I did not plan that. It just happened. So if you are curious why they only have 1 now, they were 9/9s. They blocked an 8/8, and then we took an artifact away, so its toughness was too short because we exiled one of these. And we exiled a thing, and then this blew up an artifact. Or they were 10/10s, right? So then it got too small and then died because its toughness went under. So now we have weird creatures with indestructible. Like, obviously they get to do this, but this is legendary, so they can't, like, do more and more of those. And then they can go grab Fire Crystal. We just need to not be dead to one of these. And honestly, if this can stay alive, that'd be huge. Honestly, could have popped this, but there's always a chance they have another one. They're halfway through their deck. You have to assume they have another repurposing bay, right? At least I assumed. I don't know. It's a tough game. Also, I think it goes to show this authority was just a one of. Now they're out. Yeah, that makes sense. Out of mana is what I'm saying, by the way. Now my things have super indestructible. Could have brought our land up to give it indestructible, which would be kind of cool. But less dredgers here. 25, 36. No, Ultima, how dare you? That would have just put it in the bag. Well, now our Ultima's gone, so you know where we're at. He's back, obviously. I'm at 17 cards. I'm going to die to my own cards being gone. That Ultima miss is just horrifically bad. Maybe I just shouldn't have milled, but the problem is I'm just losing, right? Kind of needed to thin best we could. Problem is I just can't, like, I'm not going to kill anything. I'm not going to be able to reduce anything this time around. Guess I grab Una back. It's all over. I can't beat this, I think. It's a weird way for this game to go. If I just rip that Ultima, they immediately lose, but I just didn't. Or is that just good enough? I forgot we hit Banishing Light. Here I am, crybaby cheesing over nothing. We banishing light that. This enters. We shoot this. That enters. We shoot this. Maybe another one enters. I have a lot of creatures, and I am at 53. If these Bahamutes trigger this time around, I mean, now we obviously, if they've been pushing repurposing bays away, we have to play around the fact that they may not have another one, right? But yeah, her one of Banishing Light came huge. Obviously, this can copy one of these, but the problem is then it's legendary and it sacks itself, so it's a bit weird. But 13 cards, which typically means these aren't going to be able to attack. Why Banishing Light's in the deck, by the way, so Una can bring it back. I just wasn't thinking about it once we milled over the Ultima. I was devastated. At 53, we probably could have attacked a bit more. That's say. Actual number of charge count. Interesting. Maybe they're not playing it, but as soon as I think they're not playing the Fire Crystal, they'll play a Fire Crystal. We know how this goes. As soon as I think they don't. Every like popular list I've ever seen is playing it, and this is going to be the one opponent that's not. Although if we can stand our ground, these Bahamutes will win the game. They're out of timeouts. I didn't even realize that. I just looked over. This game's going on 20 minutes. Holy cow. But these are the games we live for, right? Long drug out game. 35 cards, 13 cards. I have no... I hope Fire Crystal's in their hand. They go to second. Man. 2 mana? Yeah. No, 5 mana, I guess. Right? Doesn't have a restriction on it. No. Gonna time out, boss? Don't time out. Oh, you timed out. Brutal. Target. Target. That's gone. Everything has trample. Game's running ever so smoothly. Draw 2 cards twice. Oh no. Honestly, if there's a land in here in my deck, I'm not pulling it out. I just want to actually see. So we do have one more of these. We do have another Banishing Light. Okay. Decline. That's a bit weird, right? Because it's like I do gain this life back. Obviously, I guess this is netting me more life by being a blocker. Technically, I'm just attacking like this. If they give them all flying, I don't have enough anyway, right? Like, it doesn't matter. They all get flying. I'm at 71 life. What a picture. Overlord. Or life. What a game. What a game we're in. That's pretty sick, right? Even copying this is like a huge negative to them. Right? Because it just does nothing. And now they only have 1 synthesizer. So realistically, as long as our creature count matches theirs, there's nothing they can really do. And right now at 9, yeah, so they have 90. They have a ton of damage on board. So it doesn't look like it because they're queued up on a 13, right? But it's a lot. They could technically snare this and then copy the snare as I say that. They have to answer my flyers, I think. I don't think there's an option not to. We once again do have another Banishing Light. But I have to find it. You have to either draw it or be willing to mill it. And these are obviously scary if we do that. Or just draw, I just draw the last one and I blow that up. Then they have a legendary one, which doesn't work very well. Sure. Let's answer my flyer. Make another construct. They now have 11. Only so many of my creatures technically have indestructible. Some I can get away with blocking, some I cannot. Like my Overlord that has 2 different types of counters, and it has 2 indestructible counters. Okay, maybe not the greatest draw of all time. Combat. I think I'm attacking with this. I think I want to do the Banishing Light thing. If I can. Or that Overlord's a good hit. Guess this Overlord would have been pretty nice earlier as well if I had given it indestructible somehow. Obviously, I can't just make that happen. But 7 cards. Banishing Light is one of them. Ultima is not. I don't know if we have a way to win this game, but basically all our opponent has to do is just wait, essentially. It'll kind of rely on if we hit Banishing Light or not. Banishing Light or this does it, right? So we decline. We don't have one more land. We have 2 lands in there. We end turn. Again, this is a legendary thing, so they can't really make more copies of those, much as they might like to. Now this gives creatures flying. My life total gets ever higher. Or it doesn't give creatures flying. I just have a couple that have flying. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we can win. We might have too many cards in our graveyard. What do you give your things? Creature control can at 1/1. Fair enough. Does make every creature huge on their side. That means only 5 of them have to make contact. There's a repurposing bay. Oh no. Is this it? Just a turn. Show me the fire crystal, please. Make all me playing around all this so worth. You have another 3 mana artifact? I mean, I guess so. It's probably another snare, right? Get rid of this. Yeah. Get rid of Yuna. Sure. Wasn't ready for a Yuna removal. But okay. We're finally going to attack me. So I have to make incredibly awful blocks. Blocks don't get better for me. They get worse. Also should have probably attacked with the one that doesn't have indestructible, so blocking's better. I think the only thing they're afraid of is if they go an all-out swing, I somehow block super efficiently and they die on the backswing. They have 11. Okay. Here we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can block because you're going to die anyway. I'm going to bring this up just in case I need it. We're going to obviously go with whatever creature has the best sizing. So we go indestructible block, or non-indestructible block. Destructible, indestructible, indestructible. You're going to die regardless. This is still lethal. Do either of you have it? No. Yuna did have it. Block. This is 81. Now, they have best block for them is here and here. And then they take 4, or no, well, I guess here and here. And then they take 6, 12, 6, 12, 18, 22. It's a lot. I don't know. I think with 1 mana and max speed's not all the way up, I don't think I could die here. Block like this. Unless I mess up the math somewhere, I do not think I could die here. too. Speed up. Sure. My turn. Okay. Block, let's say. So 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, so these two are getting blocked. Everything down's good. So 6, 12. That's another, so that's 18. That's 22. That's 28. So it's not enough. 28. Wait, is that exactly? Holy cow. So 6, 12. So 6, 12. Another 6 goes to 18. We go to 22. We go to 24. We go to 30. We go to 34. I don't see anything that stops this. Is this an exact swing for this much on the board? Who knows? Maybe they have a smite, bro. I had no idea. Here we go. So much is going on. I don't know what's happening. All my cards are getting milled. I could have played a Una first, by the way, so all these gain life just in case. I think we're swinging this turn and they're dead, or we're dead regardless. I don't think it actually matters. We'll just grab back this, I guess. Also, by the way, this will not draw us a card. They definitely have the biggest creature, so it doesn't really matter. Definitely should have played my Una, though. I weirdly think I have exactly enough mass hard. Math is for the blocker. 6. And 6. Blocked a non-indestructible one, yeah. Blocking indestructible one, I guess it doesn't matter. I do my math wrong. Do they have something? They have a spring-loaded trap. No way. They had a spring-loaded trap. I didn't play the Una like an idiot. It was exactly. And why did I not play the... That's what an awful way to ruin this game, huh? Here. I can't believe I didn't play the Una. It just like gives my stuff ward 2. Oh my gosh, bro. So bad at this damn game, man. Can't believe I didn't do that. It's such an easy play to make. But they also get to spring loader trap that and I'd die regardless, right? But then I would just have so much more life here, though. And I might actually get out of it. That's the problem. I mean, I'm dead, bro. I think I'm dead regardless. I don't think it matters, even if I gained all the life. It's just a bad play by me to do that. Because... only my enchantments would have gained me life. Realistically, it didn't matter, right? Because, say I gained 40 there, right? They still have 13 at 20. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter regardless. It did not matter. Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to call it there. I spent 33 minutes to lose. I made a slight mistake at the end, but I don't think it mattered. Obviously 20 constructs I'm dead. If I could, my life total could have been 300, and I'm probably still dead there because they obviously have a ton of artifacts they get to play that turn, and they're going to get larger. They're going to exile stuff out of the way. So it didn't end up mattering, honestly. But yeah, this deck's just in a really bad spot. I think you have to be probably playing more Ultima or some type of other board wipe. Because it's weird. Because it's just, maybe not. I don't know. If I would have hit the Ultima, I would have just won the game against them. But I milled it over, which is like a weird thing. Because we have to commit to the board, assuming they're playing the Fire Crystal. Because if they're not, then they're just playing like the worst version of the deck. So I would assume they were on it. So Ultima is like kind of a necessity, but I don't want to overreact to that one game, right? It'd be like, oh, I have to jam more Ultimas because we're so good against aggro, and Ultima's just kind of dead against control. So it's just a bit weird. Obviously, the deck felt fine. I'm not entirely sure overall how well I think this deck is in the meta, because obviously I think we can't really beat Vivi all too often. But I do think any type of aggro deck, we have a pretty good chance just because we do play enough removal and kind of the early game. We do have enough life gain off the insights. And then if we do get Yuna kind of triggering some of these bigger things, there's just no chance for our opponent. And they typically can't do anything about it regardless. So a lot said and done. I think I'm just going to call it there. That long game took way longer than I was hoping. And now it's way later. So I was going to do like kind of more games and maybe more depth on the outro. But yeah, sometimes you play the long game and you make one mistake and it could matter, but it literally, I don't think it mattered at all. I could go back and do the math, but they had, they had 15 creatures, I think, or 13 at 20. So they had 260 damage on board. So yeah, it didn't matter. Like, it just did not matter if I had it or not. Because even with the one thing, they could technically just copy it and exile other things out of the way just to make more artifacts. They can make another synthesizer. They can make another. They could have done anything. So it just. I keep telling myself I should have played the Yuna and it mattered, but it just didn't. Because the thing is, you might be like, oh no, you would have got there. They would have just hit the flyer I had, because it doesn't give everything. It just says Yuna an enchantment creature you control, and that's not an enchantment creature. So they had enough to actually take it out as well. So kind of didn't actually matter, but I wish I would have just played it anyway to, cause problems, right? But with that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed regardless, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.